Japan's civilization stands as a captivating mosaic, woven from threads of tradition, innovation, and resilience. Rooted in a rich history spanning millennia, Japan's civilization is a dynamic tapestry of cultural, social, and technological advancements. In this documentary, we embark on a profound journey to unravel the layers of Japan's civilization, exploring its historical foundations, societal intricacies, artistic expressions, and global impact. The genesis of Japan's civilization is shrouded in the mists of time, yet archaeological evidence and ancient texts provide glimpses into its early origins. The Japanese archipelago, nestled in the Pacific Ocean, became inhabited as early as the Paleolithic period, with hunter-gatherer communities flourishing amidst its lush landscapes. Over millennia, these communities evolved, establishing agricultural practices and forming rudimentary societal structures. The Jomon period, spanning from approximately 14,000 to 300 BCE, represents a pivotal era in Japan's prehistoric development. Characterized by the distinctive cord-marked pottery for which it is named, the Jomon culture reflects the ingenuity and resourcefulness of early Japanese inhabitants. Despite limited archaeological evidence, the Jomon people exhibited advanced crafting techniques and a deep connection to the natural world, laying the groundwork for subsequent cultural and societal advancements. Central to Japan's cultural identity is Shintoism, an indigenous belief system rooted in reverence for nature and ancestral spirits. Shinto, meaning way of the gods, emphasizes the sacredness of natural phenomena and the interconnectedness of all living beings. In Shinto mythology, the kami, or divine spirits, inhabit the elements of nature, including mountains, rivers, and forests, embodying the essence of the divine within the natural world. Shrines, known as jinja, serve as sacred spaces where believers honor and commune with the kami, offering prayers and rituals to ensure harmony and prosperity. The iconic torii gates, marking the transition from the mundane to the sacred, symbolize the threshold between the human and divine realms. Throughout Japan, Shinto rituals and festivals celebrate the changing seasons, agricultural cycles, and rites of passage, reinforcing the enduring influence of Shintoism on Japanese culture and society. The introduction of Confucianism and Buddhism to Japan during the 6th century CE profoundly influenced its cultural and intellectual landscape. From China and Korea respectively, these philosophical and religious traditions brought new concepts of governance, morality, and spiritual enlightenment to Japan, stimulating intellectual discourse and societal transformation. Confucianism, with its emphasis on hierarchical social order, filial piety, and moral rectitude, appealed to Japan's ruling elite, providing a philosophical framework for political governance and ethical conduct. Buddhist teachings, meanwhile, offered solace in times of upheaval and existential inquiry, promising liberation from the cycle of suffering through enlightenment and compassion. The fusion of Shintoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism engendered a syncretic religious landscape characterized by mutual influence and adaptation. Shinto kami were reinterpreted as benevolent deities within the Buddhist pantheon, while Confucian ethics permeated educational institutions and bureaucratic systems. This cultural synthesis laid the groundwork for Japan's distinctive spiritual heritage and ethical principles, shaping its collective identity and worldview for centuries to come. The feudal era of Japan, spanning from the late 12th to the 19th century, heralded a period of political fragmentation, military conflict, and social stratification. With the decline of centralized imperial authority, regional warlords, known as daimyo, vied for supremacy, establishing autonomous domains governed by martial prowess and feudal loyalty. At the apex of feudal society were the samurai, warrior elite bound by a code of honor known as Bushido, or Way of the Warrior. Rooted in Confucian virtues of loyalty, filial piety, and self-discipline, Bushido epitomized the samurai's unwavering commitment to duty, sacrifice, and moral integrity. Forged in the crucible of battle and spiritual discipline, the samurai epitomized the martial ideal, serving as guardians of their lords and exemplars of virtue in a tumultuous age. Central to the feudal order was the institution of the shogunate, a military dictatorship that wielded de facto power over imperial affairs. The Kamakura, Ashikaga, and Tokugawa shogunates successively dominated Japan's political landscape, imposing stability through centralized authority and feudal hierarchy. Under the Tokugawa shogunate, which endured for over 2.5 centuries, Japan experienced a prolonged period of peace and cultural flourishing, known as the Edo period, characterized by economic prosperity, urbanization, and artistic innovation. Throughout Japan's history, the neighboring civilizations of China and Korea exerted a profound influence on its cultural, political, and intellectual development. From the adoption of Chinese writing systems and bureaucratic institutions to the transmission of Buddhist scriptures and artistic traditions, Japan's engagement with East Asian neighbors facilitated cross-cultural exchange and innovation. Chinese philosophy, literature, and technology permeated Japanese society, providing models for governance, education, and artistic expression. The importation of Confucian classics and Taoist texts enriched Japan's intellectual discourse, shaping ethical norms and social conventions. Similarly, Buddhist monasticism and iconography introduced new religious practices and artistic motifs, inspiring the creation of temples, sculptures, and paintings that reflected Japan's spiritual aspirations and aesthetic sensibilities. Yet, alongside cultural borrowing and emulation, Japan demonstrated a remarkable capacity for adaptation and synthesis, integrating foreign influences into indigenous traditions and forging a distinct cultural identity. From the synthesis of Shinto and Buddhist rituals to the adaptation of Chinese literary forms and architectural styles, Japan's civilization evolved through a dynamic process of cultural hybridity and creative reinterpretation. The concept of imperial rule has been integral to Japan's socio-political landscape for centuries. Historically, the emperor, or tenno, occupied a position of divine authority and symbolic unity, serving as the spiritual and political center of the nation. During periods of centralized imperial rule, such as the Nara and Heian periods, the emperor wielded considerable influence over governance, religion, and culture, supported by a sophisticated bureaucracy and aristocratic elite. However, the practical exercise of imperial power often fluctuated, as rival factions, noble families, and provincial governors vied for control and patronage. The rise of warrior clans and provincial strongmen during the Kamakura and Muromachi periods challenged imperial authority, leading to periods of political fragmentation and decentralized rule. Despite these challenges, the institution of the emperor remained a potent symbol of legitimacy and continuity, sustaining Japan's cultural identity and collective consciousness through periods of upheaval and transition. Central to Japan's socio-political ethos is the Code of Bushido, the Way of the Warrior, which has shaped the conduct and values of samurai warriors throughout history. Rooted in Confucian ethics and Zen Buddhism, Bushido emphasizes virtues such as honor, loyalty, courage, and self-discipline, guiding samurai in their roles as protectors of their lords and exemplars of martial prowess. The principles of Bushido prescribed strict codes of conduct for samurai, emphasizing unwavering loyalty to their feudal lords, selfless devotion to duty, and willingness to sacrifice one's life in service to honor and integrity. Central to Bushido is the concept of seppuku, or ritual suicide, as a means of atonement for failure or disgrace, reflecting the samurai's commitment to personal honor and ethical rectitude. Throughout Japan's feudal era, the ethos of Bushido permeated every aspect of samurai life, shaping their moral values, social obligations, and martial training. As Japan modernized and transitioned to a more centralized state, the legacy of Bushido endured, inspiring nationalist sentiment and militaristic fervor during periods of imperial expansion and conflict. The Tokugawa shogunate, established by Tokugawa Ieyasu in 1603, ushered in a prolonged period of peace and stability known as the Edo period. Central to Tokugawa governance was the principle of sakoku, or closed country, which restricted foreign influence and regulated domestic affairs through strict social hierarchy and bureaucratic control. Under the Tokugawa regime, Japan embraced a policy of isolationism, severing diplomatic ties with foreign powers and imposing rigorous restrictions on international trade and travel. Foreign missionaries were expelled, and foreign books were banned, as the shogunate sought to preserve traditional values and insulate Japan from external threats and ideological influences. While sakoku contributed to internal stability and cultural flourishing, it also stifled technological innovation and economic development, isolating Japan from the currents of global commerce and scientific inquiry. By the 19th century, mounting pressure from Western powers, coupled with internal social unrest and economic stagnation, would ultimately precipitate the collapse of Tokugawa authority and the onset of dramatic political change. The Meiji Restoration of 1868 marked a transformative turning point in Japan's socio-political trajectory, heralding the end of feudalism and the dawn of modernization and westernization. Led by a coalition of samurai, intellectuals, and reformist leaders, the Meiji Restoration sought to restore imperial authority, dismantle the feudal order, and embark on a program of comprehensive reform and modernization. Under the banner of civilization and enlightenment, the Meiji government initiated sweeping reforms across all facets of Japanese society, including government, education, military, industry, and culture. Central to these reforms was the abolition of the feudal class system and the establishment of a modern bureaucratic state, modeled after Western institutions of governance. The Meiji era witnessed rapid industrialization, technological innovation, and infrastructure development, as Japan embraced Western technologies and management techniques to modernize its economy and military capabilities. Railways, telegraph lines, and modern factories transformed Japan's urban landscape, fostering economic growth and social mobility. Simultaneously, the Meiji government pursued a policy of cultural assimilation and adaptation, importing Western educational systems, legal codes, and military doctrines to foster national unity and international competitiveness. Despite resistance from traditionalists and regional elites, Japan's embrace of modernity and globalization propelled it onto the world stage as an emerging power and industrial powerhouse. The aftermath of World War II marked a period of profound political, social, and economic upheaval for Japan, as the nation grappled with defeat, occupation, and reconstruction. Following Japan's surrender in 1945, the Allied powers, led by the United States, initiated a far-reaching program of democratization, demilitarization, and economic restructuring aimed at remaking Japan into a peaceful and democratic society. Under the auspices of the Allied occupation, Japan's militaristic institutions were disbanded, its wartime leaders prosecuted, and its economy demobilized. The promulgation of a new constitution in 1947 enshrined principles of democracy, human rights, and pacifism, establishing Japan as a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government. The post-war period witnessed a remarkable economic resurgence, as Japan leveraged its industrial capacity and human capital to rebuild its shattered infrastructure and revitalize its economy. Through strategic investments in key industries such as electronics, automotive manufacturing, and consumer goods, Japan emerged as a global economic powerhouse, achieving unprecedented levels of prosperity and technological innovation. Alongside its economic miracle, Japan's post-war reconstruction was accompanied by profound social and cultural transformations, as the nation grappled with the legacies of war, occupation, and modernization. The rise of consumer culture, the spread of mass media, and the proliferation of global influences reshaped Japan's cultural landscape, fostering a new sense of national identity and cultural expression. Japanese art has captivated the world with its elegance, intricacy, and distinctive aesthetics. One of its most renowned art forms is ukiyo-e, a genre of woodblock prints that flourished during the Edo period. Ukiyo-e artists such as Hokusai and Hiroshige depicted scenes of everyday life, landscapes, and actors with exquisite detail and vibrant colors, offering glimpses into the ephemeral world of pleasure and transience. Ukiyo. In the modern era, Japanese animation, or anime, has emerged as a global cultural phenomenon, blending traditional artistic techniques with contemporary storytelling and visual styles. From the visionary works of Hayao Miyazaki to the sprawling epics of Studio Ghibli, anime has transcended cultural boundaries, captivating audiences around the world with its imaginative worlds, compelling characters, and universal themes. 3.2 Haiku, no, and kabuki, expressions of the soul. Japanese literature and performing arts reflect a deep appreciation for nature, emotion, and the human condition. Haiku, a concise form of poetry consisting of 17 syllables arranged in 3 lines, embodies the essence of simplicity and profundity, capturing fleeting moments of beauty and insight with economy and grace. No and kabuki, traditional forms of Japanese theater, offer rich tapestries of drama, music, and movement, exploring themes of love, honor, and redemption through stylized performances and elaborate costumes. No, with its austere elegance and symbolic imagery, evokes a sense of spiritual transcendence, while kabuki, characterized by its dynamic choreography and vibrant theatrics, enthralls audiences with its spectacle and emotional intensity. At the heart of Japanese culture is Zen Buddhism, a spiritual tradition that emphasizes mindfulness, meditation, and the pursuit of enlightenment. Zen aesthetics, rooted in the principles of wabi-sabi, celebrate the beauty of impermanence, imperfection, and simplicity, inviting contemplation and appreciation of the present moment. In Zen-inspired art and architecture, minimalist design, natural materials, and asymmetrical compositions evoke a sense of harmony and tranquility, inviting viewers to engage with the inherent beauty of the mundane. From Zen gardens and tea houses to ink-wash paintings and ceramic pottery, Zen aesthetics permeate every aspect of Japanese culture, infusing it with a sense of serenity and spiritual depth. Japanese architecture embodies a harmonious relationship between nature and human creations, blending traditional craftsmanship with innovative design principles. From ancient wooden temples and Shinto shrines to modern skyscrapers and avant-garde structures, Japanese architecture reflects a synthesis of cultural heritage, technological innovation, and environmental consciousness. Key architectural features such as sliding doors, fusuma, paper screens, shoji, and tatami mat flooring evoke a sense of openness, flexibility, and interconnectedness with the natural world. Traditional architectural styles such as Tsukiyazukuri and Machiya celebrate craftsmanship, sustainability, and human-scale proportions, fostering a sense of intimacy and belonging within the built environment. Central to Japanese culture is the tea ceremony, shinoyu or seido, a ritualized practice of preparing and serving powdered green tea, matcha, with grace, precision, and mindfulness. Rooted in Zen Buddhism and influenced by Taoist philosophy, the tea ceremony embodies principles of harmony, respect, and tranquility, fostering connections between host and guest, nature and humanity, and self and society. Through meticulous attention to detail and mindful engagement with the senses, participants in the tea ceremony cultivate a sense of presence, mindfulness, and inner peace. Every aspect of the ceremony, from the selection of utensils to the arrangement of flowers, reflects a deep reverence for simplicity, beauty, and impermanence, inviting participants to savor the richness of the moment and the depth of human experience. Japan's legacy of innovation spans centuries, from the craftsmanship of samurai swords to the cutting-edge technology of bullet trains. Throughout its history, Japan has demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt, refine, and innovate, harnessing traditional craftsmanship and modern engineering to meet the evolving needs of society. The art of sword-making, or katana, exemplifies Japan's mastery of metallurgy, precision engineering, and aesthetic design. Forged from layers of high-carbon steel, katana blades are renowned for their sharpness, durability, and exquisite craftsmanship, reflecting the samurai's commitment to excellence and martial prowess. In the modern era, Japan's technological prowess is epitomized by its world-class transportation infrastructure, including the Shinkansen, or bullet train, network. Introduced in 1964, the Shinkansen revolutionized long-distance travel with its unparalleled speed, safety, and efficiency, symbolizing Japan's commitment to innovation and progress. Japan has long been at the forefront of robotics and artificial intelligence, pioneering breakthroughs in humanoid robotics, automation, and machine learning. From industrial robots used in manufacturing to humanoid robots like Asimo developed by Honda, Japan's robotics industry continues to push the boundaries of innovation and redefine the possibilities of human-machine interaction. Artificial intelligence, AI, is another area where Japan has made significant strides, with research institutions and technology companies leading the way in AI-driven applications and solutions. From smart cities and autonomous vehicles to healthcare robotics and virtual assistants, Japan's vision of the future is increasingly shaped by the transformative potential of AI and robotics to enhance productivity, improve quality of life, and address societal challenges. Japan's vibrant pop culture industry, including manga, comics, and video games, has captivated audiences worldwide with its creativity, imagination, and distinct visual style. Manga, with its diverse genres and storytelling formats, has become a global phenomenon, influencing popular culture and entertainment trends around the world. Similarly, Japan's video game industry has achieved international acclaim, producing iconic franchises and groundbreaking titles that have shaped the gaming landscape for generations. From Super Mario and Pokémon to Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid, Japanese video games blend compelling narratives, innovative gameplay mechanics, and cutting-edge technology to create immersive experiences that resonate with players of all ages. As Japan confronts the challenges of environmental sustainability and climate change, it seeks to balance traditional values of harmony with nature with the imperatives of modernization and economic growth. From renewable energy initiatives and waste reduction strategies to conservation efforts and eco-friendly technologies, Japan is at the forefront of global efforts to build a more sustainable future. Traditional practices such as madanai, the concept of waste not, want not, and satoyama, sustainable management of rural landscapes, underscore Japan's commitment to environmental stewardship and community resilience. At the same time, innovative technologies and green initiatives are driving Japan's transition towards a low-carbon, resource-efficient economy, positioning it as a leader in sustainable development and environmental innovation. Japan's scientific endeavors extend beyond Earth's atmosphere, with ambitious space exploration missions and cutting-edge research initiatives exploring the mysteries of the universe. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, has achieved notable milestones in space exploration, including the deployment of satellites, lunar probes, and contributions to international space missions. Notable achievements include the Hayabusa missions, which successfully retrieved samples from asteroids, and the Akatsuki probe, which is studying the atmosphere of Venus. Japan's participation in international collaborations, such as the International Space Station (ISS) and the Artemis program, underscores its commitment to advancing scientific knowledge and exploring new frontiers in space. Japan's geographical location along the Pacific Ring of Fire exposes it to frequent natural disasters, including typhoons, earthquakes, and tsunamis. These catastrophic events pose significant challenges to infrastructure, public safety, and environmental sustainability, necessitating robust disaster preparedness and response measures. Typhoons, characterized by strong winds and heavy rainfall, can cause widespread flooding, landslides, and damage to buildings and infrastructure. Earthquakes, a common occurrence in Japan due to its tectonic activity, can unleash devastating tremors that threaten lives and livelihoods. Tsunamis, triggered by undersea seismic activity, pose a particularly grave threat to coastal communities, inundating coastal areas with massive waves and causing extensive destruction. Japan faces profound socio-economic pressures stemming from demographic shifts, including an aging population and declining birth rates. As life expectancy increases and fertility rates decline, Japan's population is rapidly aging, leading to a shrinking workforce, rising healthcare costs, and strains on social welfare systems. The demographic imbalance between retirees and active workers poses significant challenges to Japan's economic sustainability and long-term prosperity. With a shrinking labor force and a growing elderly population, Japan confronts labor shortages, skill gaps, and increased demand for healthcare and social services. Moreover, the social and economic implications of population aging extend beyond the workforce to include issues of intergenerational equity, pension reform, and sustainable economic growth. In an increasingly globalized world, Japan grapples with questions of cultural identity, tradition, and modernity. As the forces of globalization and technological innovation reshape social norms, values, and lifestyles, Japan confronts the dual imperative of preserving its cultural heritage while embracing the opportunities and challenges of a rapidly changing world. The proliferation of Western influences, consumer culture, and digital media has prompted debates about the erosion of traditional values and cultural authenticity in Japan. From changing family structures and urbanization to shifts in dietary habits and leisure activities, Japanese society is undergoing profound transformations that challenge conventional notions of identity and belonging. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster, triggered by the earthquake and tsunami of March 11, 2011, represents one of Japan's most significant challenges in recent history. The meltdown of 3 reactors at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant released radioactive contamination into the environment, prompting widespread evacuations, health concerns, and environmental remediation efforts. In the aftermath of the disaster, Japan mobilized a massive response effort to mitigate the impact of radiation exposure, ensure public safety, and facilitate the recovery and reconstruction of affected areas. Evacuees were provided with temporary housing and support services, while decontamination efforts were undertaken to reduce radiation levels in contaminated areas. Despite facing myriad challenges, Japan has demonstrated a remarkable spirit of resilience, adaptability, and community solidarity in the face of adversity. From natural disasters and economic downturns to social upheavals and environmental crises, Japan has consistently risen to the occasion, drawing upon its collective ingenuity, discipline, and perseverance to overcome obstacles and rebuild stronger than before. Japan's soft power, rooted in its rich cultural heritage, artistic expression, and technological innovation, has captivated audiences around the world. From traditional arts such as tea ceremony and kabuki theater to contemporary pop culture phenomena like anime and manga, Japanese culture exerts a profound influence on global trends in entertainment, fashion, cuisine, and lifestyle. The global popularity of Japanese cultural exports reflects Japan's ability to engage and resonate with diverse audiences, transcending linguistic and cultural barriers to foster cross-cultural understanding and appreciation. Through cultural diplomacy initiatives, such as international festivals, exchange programs, and cultural exhibitions, Japan promotes mutual respect, dialogue, and collaboration, enhancing its standing as a respected member of the international community. As the world's third-largest economy, Japan plays a pivotal role in global trade, investment, and technological innovation. Renowned for its advanced manufacturing capabilities, cutting-edge research and development, and commitment to quality and precision, Japan remains a key player in global supply chains and technological ecosystems. Japanese companies, including multinational corporations such as Toyota, Sony, and Mitsubishi, are synonymous with innovation, reliability, and excellence, driving advancements in automotive engineering, electronics, robotics, and semiconductor technology. Japan's commitment to research and development, coupled with its skilled workforce and entrepreneurial spirit, positions it as a global leader in emerging fields such as renewable energy, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. Japan is committed to promoting peace, security, and stability in the international arena, as exemplified by its active engagement in multilateral institutions, peacekeeping operations, and humanitarian assistance efforts. As a staunch advocate for international cooperation and the rule of law, Japan plays a constructive role in addressing global challenges, including climate change, poverty alleviation, and regional security. Japan's contributions to United Nations peacekeeping missions, disaster relief operations, and development assistance programs reflect its commitment to upholding human rights, humanitarian principles, and collective security. Through its official development assistance (ODA) programs, Japan provides vital support to developing countries, fostering sustainable development, capacity building, and poverty reduction initiatives worldwide. Japan serves as a cultural bridge between East and West, facilitating cross-cultural exchange, dialogue, and understanding across diverse societies and civilizations. Through its diplomatic initiatives, educational programs, and cultural exchanges, Japan promotes mutual respect, tolerance, and appreciation of cultural diversity, fostering deeper connections and friendships among nations. Japanese language education, study abroad programs, and cultural festivals provide opportunities for individuals to engage with Japanese culture, language, and traditions, fostering intercultural competence and global citizenship. Similarly, Japan welcomes international students, scholars, and professionals to its shores, facilitating academic collaboration, research partnerships, and cultural immersion experiences that enrich both Japanese society and the global community. As Japan navigates the complexities of a rapidly changing world, it faces both challenges and opportunities in shaping the course of the 21st century. From demographic shifts and economic restructuring to geopolitical dynamics and technological disruptions, Japan's future prospects hinge on its ability to adapt, innovate, and embrace change in a dynamic and interconnected global landscape. With an aging population and changing demographic trends, Japan must address pressing social and economic issues, including healthcare reform, pension sustainability, and labor market flexibility, to ensure the well-being and prosperity of future generations. Likewise, Japan's transition to a more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient economy will require bold investments in innovation, green technology, and human capital development to drive sustainable growth and foster social cohesion. In conclusion, Japan's civilization emerges as a multifaceted marvel, shaped by a complex interplay of tradition, innovation, and adaptation. From its ancient origins to its modern manifestations, Japan's cultural heritage and technological prowess continue to captivate the world. As we delve deeper into the layers of Japan's civilization, we uncover not only its rich history and vibrant culture but also its enduring spirit of resilience and innovation. In the ever-evolving tapestry of global civilization, Japan stands as a beacon of inspiration and enlightenment, inviting us to explore the depths of its heritage and the boundless possibilities of its future.